Hitler will rise again from the dead. I was on a bridge standing in the middle of it. A huge cement bridge with a barricade of cement railing across the middle of it so people could not fall off the bridge into the rushing water. The current was going toward the bridge, which was on the left. Someone called to me and said, "Look over on the left side of the rail of the bridge and you will see floating in the water on a wooden raft the dead body of Hitler, and he will rise again from the dead." I said, "No way can Hitler rise again from the dead." The voice said, "Look and see, the body's already there." I went on the left side and I looked over the thick cement barricade, which I will call a rail for lack of better words, and I saw on the moving water in the far distance what appeared to be a body lying down. I kept watching, and all of a sudden I saw, as the raft got closer, the body raised up and then stood up, and it was Adolf Hitler who came back to life, and he was staring right at me with an evil look in his eyes. His hand was raised in that salute he always did. The raft got closer, and I stood there in fear of what I was seeing, and yet I reasoned with myself and said, as the raft got closer to the bridge I was standing on, "There's no way that Hitler can climb up on this bridge, for it is too high for him to reach me." To my amazement, Hitler's raft came to the edge of the bridge, and he started crawling up the side of the bridge like a giant spider, using his hands and feet to crawl. I stood there and stared, and then realized I had to run away from Hitler and hide. As I started to run, other people came from all directions and started running with me, for they thought wherever I hid would be safe for them also. I ran and they followed, and Hitler chased us from house to house as we ran and hid in various houses. And Hitler found us, even where we were hiding. But I just ran to another house to hide, and the people followed me, but because so many were following me, Hitler would find me, and again we would have to run. The people hid in the last house in my dream, and I saw Adolf Hitler find them and catch them, and I was in a room where there was no escape except for a window, and I was on the second floor in a bedroom. In reality, I have a fear of heights and a bad eyesight problem called astigmatism, so I have a hard time judging distances of objects. Hitler would find me if I didn't escape, so I opened the window and looked down from it, wondering how far this jump was, and would I live if I jumped out the window onto the ground outside. I could hear Hitler approaching, so I prayed for YAHUSHUA to help me, and I jumped out of the window onto the ground, and I was amazed the jump really wasn't that far off the ground. It looked worse than it was. I not only lived but escaped Adolf Hitler, and I ran away to a place of safety. Crystal's interpretation. Hitler dream, Revelation 13, 1-3, 17, 8. And I stood upon the sand of the sea, and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. 2. And the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion. And the dragon gave him his power, and his seat, and great authority. And I saw one of his heads as it were wounded to death, and his deadly wound was healed, and all the world wondered after the beast. The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, the abyss, and go into perdition. And they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the Lamb's book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. Revelation 17. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore sitteth, are peoples, the multitudes, the nations, and tongues. In the dream, the water, I believe, represents that they that dwell on the earth, people that are under the influence of the beast. Hitler was obviously of the Antichrist spirit. In Revelation 9, 14-15, it mentions 4 fallen angels bound at the river Euphrates. So I also believe that the river in the dream may have represent this. The angels bound at the river of Euphrates that control the 4 beast government systems in Daniel 7, 1-8, and I will come out of the abyss again. Revelation 9, saying to the 6th angel which had the trumpet, loose the 4 angels which are bound in the great river of Euphrates. And the 4 angels were loosed, which were prepared for an hour and a day and a month and a year, for to slay the 3rd part of men. Anyway, I don't know if Hitler will literally rise from the dead, But when I read Revelation 13:2, I think the New World Order government will resemble Hitler's fascist Germany leopard, have the feet of communist Soviet Union bear, and have the mouth of the British American Empire lion. A few more thoughts. The bridge is like Noah's Ark. Above the waves, the voice in the dream said, "Look and see, the body is already there." Well, the beast system is totally here. Yah just needs to remove the bride and give authority to Satan to do all that is prophesied. The New World Order is just waiting for dark forces to be loosed. The only thing holding this back is Yahweh's mercy. You wrote, "I was in a room where there was no escape except for a window, and I was on the second floor in a bedroom." Read Revelation 3:7-8. What he opens, no one can shut, and what he shuts, no one can open. And you wrote, "I not only lived, but escaped Adolf Hitler, and I ran away to a place of safety." You escaped. Revelation 3-10.